So Nike finally released their trailer for Caitlin Clark's sneaker. They finally did.
What just happened is something crazy. Nike dropped a new commercial featuring Caitlin Clark, and it already has over 500,000 views on Twitter. The internet has been going crazy. People are freaking out, DMing links and checking their wallets, just hoping they can afford what she's wearing. But something feels off. Because the second WNBA's ratings started crashing without Caitlin Clark, Nike doubled down. Harder than ever. While the WNBA tries to figure out how to survive without her, Nike is already cashing in like she never left. To be frank, this is going to hurt, but the WNBA without Caitlin Clark is like a movie with the main character missing half the scenes, and no one gets it better than Nike. So, when they saw the chaos, they practically screamed, "Drop it, now!" Nike finally dropped Caitlin Clark's first real commercial, and this was not some quick little clip or team highlight where she barely shows up. Nope.
Nike said when Caitlin Clark laces her new Kobe 5 Pro Type PE, she steps into a new dimension. Noise fades away, focus hits.
This was loud, bold, and all about her.
Nike has released a new Caitlin Clark commercial, and they made it their business to show love and show out for none other than CC.
And honestly, this was more than just Caitlin being praised for looking cool in a commercial, because what really happened here is something different. This was Nike looking at the mess that had been created in the WNBA without her. I mean, the empty seats, the quiet arenas, and the ratings groping faster than ever. It didn't matter that she was injured. It didn't matter that she wasn't even playing. What mattered was that the only person still being talked about was her. So what's really going on here? Let's get into it, because this is more than just a show drop. This is Nike shooting their shot and betting the future of women's basketball on Caitlin Clark. Alright, let's talk about it with absolutely no sugarcoating. This moment right here, the Nike x Caitlin Clark commercial drop, it is huge. Because we've been waiting since April, probably since draft night. Since the moment Caitlin Clark got won by the Indiana Fever, we've been saying the same thing, where is the Nike love? Because this is Caitlin freaking Clark. The woman who broke college records like they were made of paper, the one who packed stadiums like a rock star, the one who made people who never even watched women's basketball start watching, start caring, and above all start buying tickets, no matter what the cost was. And even after seeing such an impact, all we could hear from Nike was silence. Until now. Until she gets injured. Until the WNBA starts flattening in ratings the second she steps off the court. And look, I'm not mad that they dropped it. I'm actually hyped. Because the commercial is excellent. I want you to have a glimpse of it first. The Kobe 5 Pro Ps look classy. That black and gold with the Indiana Fever trim, that is just crazy.
And by the way, I know she doesn't have a signature shoe, but this is the first time in 5 years that there is a player that has had their own Kobe.
And the way the camera zooms in on her eyes, you literally see the Mamba logo reflected, like she's entering her villain arc.
Nike's ad is legit here.
But here is the part that makes me grind my teeth a little. They waited until she could not play, until the league started losing steam, until it felt like Caitlin was needed more off the court than on it. That is business, because Nike knows. In fact, everyone knows. The WNBA without Caitlin Clark is like the NBA without Steph Curry and drama. And now they're going all in? You might be wondering, oh, but this is just a sneaker drop? Well, no. There is a complete merch coming before the holidays. A full line of Caitlin gear. A signature shoe rumored to drop in a few months.
Give it the push. This is the rollout. We got a clothing line coming before the holidays.
And while this Peck P ain't technically her own line, let's be honest, it might as well be. Because Nike practically stamped her name all over this ad, and the fans so largely loved it. People on Twitter are going wild. There are thousands of comments flooding in, feel like it's been a while since Nike has given us one of these vintage commercials. And what better way to capitalize on it than Caitlin Clark and the Kobe's? We need to see more of this from Nike. Another fan says, she's not just stepping onto the court, she's stepping into legacy. iCash can't wait to see her make noise in those protros. Let's go, Caitlyn. Levelly's part. Allegedly, only 13,000 pairs are going up for sale. 13,000. Of course, people were mad. Comments started flying in like, can't wait for all the bots to buy them and see them on StockX for a K.
They did wait damn near 2 years to release the shoes, and then this ain't even a signature shoe. This is a PE shoe.
And honestly, they're probably right, because these shoes are going to be flipped for $500, 0 cents, by lunchtime. And the average fan, let's say the kid who watches every Caitlin Clark game, the girl who finally sees someone like her on TV, will be left sitting there with nothing but a cool ad on loop and a whole lot of disappointment. Now sure, there are people out there trying to defend Nike, saying, relax, it's just strategy. Perhaps that might be true, but building slowly only works when your league isn't tanking. And right now, WNBA ratings without Caitlin Clark are falling like a bowling ball down an elevator shaft. And no amount of strategic rollout is going to fix the fact that people just aren't watching unless she's on the court. So, when Nike finally pulled the trigger, it was more out of necessity than merely excitement. But here's what I'll give them.
You gotta give credit where credit's due. Like when Nike put their mind to something, they do it. They tend to do it well.
They did it wonderfully. Now, you are probably thinking, finally, maybe now the league can breathe again, right? Well, about that, let's talk about what's been happening since Caitlin Clark got injured. Let's talk about viewership. Because the numbers are yelgy, like really ugly. The WNBA has officially lost more than 50% to 55% of its viewership since Caitlin went out with that quad injury.
And they have hit an embarrassing new low.
Let me say that again louder. For the people in the back who still think this league doesn't need her, 55% down in just 2 weeks. That is almost like Jordan retiring from the NBA. Yeah, almost the same situation. And honestly, nobody wanted to admit that the league tried to pretend like it wasn't happening, fans tried to hype other players, and the media tried to spin new narratives every single day. But reality doesn't care about spin. Reality comes with a calculator, showing us that when Caitlin Clark is not playing, the WNBA becomes an ad on an interesting YouTube video. Caitlin brings the ratings, she brings the revenue, and this ain't just opinion. This is math. This is ticket prices falling faster than your favorite crypto coin. The minute it was announced Caitlin would be out for the Chicago game, the ticket prices crashed from $393, 0 cents to $20-something. And I cannot be making this up. According to TickPick data acquired by USA Today Sports, the average ticket price dropped from $137, 0 cents to $80, 0 cents for those 4 contests. The tickets were 71% more expensive before the injury. Moreover, TickPick says the average ticket is now $95, 0 cents. That's down from $210, 0 cents. So the cheapest ticket previously was $86, 0 cents. Now you can get in for around $25, 0 cents. If this drop isn't the wake-up call the WNBA needs right now, honestly, I don't know what is. Seriously, the WNBA is out here doing 100,000 views on NBA TV like it's 2003 and we're all still using antennas. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's worst viewed game this season pulled in over 581,000 viewers. And you want to know her best too? Well, it is over 620,000 on NBA TV. That's 5 to 6 times more than games featuring stars like Angel Reese, Kelsey Plum, Nafessa Collier. All undeniably talented players, but none of them move the needle like Caitlin Clark does. If you still want proof, don't worry, we have got plenty of them. Sparks versus Sky with Reese, Plum, and Van Lith brought in 240,000.
A game that features Haley Van Lith, a game that features Kelsey Plum, should for sure average more.
But no, there is more
than 240,000 viewers.
Sparks versus Lynx with Plum and Collier brought only 220,000. If you're already shaking your head, hold on to it.
Basketball, the Los Angeles Sparks versus the Minnesota Lynx, 220,000 viewers.
because even a matchup between two strong playoff teams, Sun vs A's, only hit 100,000.
Versus the Aces, the Connecticut Sun versus the Las Vegas Aces. You saw that correctly, folks. Your eyes were not lying to you. 100,000 viewers.
Put all 3 games together and you've got 560,000 viewers. Caitlin Clark brings that, probably more, in just 1 game. Now tell me again, she's not the face of the league, because without her, the WNBA is invisible, and when she returns from injury, don't be shocked when those ratings go high again, because the WNBA doesn't have a Caitlin Clark problem, it has a Caitlin Clark dependency, even if they don't accept it. So yeah, Nike's move to drop the ad was not a celebration, it was damage control, because the second Caitlin went down, the whole league's viewership dropped, and Nike didn't put her in the spotlight, they just turned the lights back on. Because even when she's not playing, she is the show. If you think Caitlin Clark is carrying this league, right, I stand with Caitlin in the comments and let the WNBA know who really moves the needle. And for more WNBA-related content, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. See you on the flip side.